kind of boring when a love story starts and then both the characters are immediately lovey-dovey, so that's why we're doing something much more interesting. In this video, we'll look at the 10 new romance anime where enemies become lovers. Let's go. Number 10, Sweet Bite Marks.
为什么要来救我？明明可以不管我就好了。
因为你是我的专属血仆啊，最近我都不舍得咬你了，没杀这家伙劲。
To start off our list is an anime that you might not have ever heard of before, because even I haven't until I made this list. If it has the word bite on it, it should have either cannibalism or vampires. But lucky for our girl Zhaoxing, it was only vampires. She was introverted and independent at the same time, but that was until she fell in love with the vampire prince. Now will things change for the better or for the worse?
真是的，你就这么喜欢我吗？
怎么可能？喜欢吸血鬼？
We've never really seen a lot of good vampire anime, so for a while, Sweet Bite Marks just hit the sweet spot. Since this is a Chinese anime, you might have expected it to have a lot of CGI, but the characters and animation look really good. It has 12 episodes with only 10 minutes each, so you could definitely binge it in one night. Number 9, Liar Liar.
ちょっとあまり見ないでよバカ。
ああ。
私を見ろって意味じゃないわ。
じゃあどこを見てりゃいいんだよ。
そっちの窓から夜景でも見てればすごく綺麗よ。
You know you're in trouble when you're called a liar twice. Well, it's kind of good to be a liar in Academy Island because your rankings almost matter more than everything else. Our boy Hiroto got into some serious trouble and now he must pretend to be a 7-star student, the highest ranking, even though he's only a 1-star, the lowest. That's when Shirayuki and his company arrived, and this plan might just work.
あとここからゲームの申請ができるわ。相手の星を奪いたい時にはここから申請ね。
ありがとう。
From the first time you see it, you can see it is similar to No Game, No Life mixed with Classroom of the Elite, but I think it is as good or better. I mean, it's perfect for newbies and veterans. The animation is top-notch, and the way they develop characters wasn't boring. Another thing to note is that you're gonna love how characters interact and compete. Number 8, why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's mansion.
待って、ひとまず落ち着いて。自然にそれとなく。私たち何もなかったよね。
忘れたのか？
Why did Raeliana end up at the Duke's mansion? Well, she died. After that, she was reincarnated into one of the novels she read as Raeliana Macmillan. She didn't want to be engaged with Francis, and that's when she met the Duke. Through some blackmail and a little bit of fan knowledge, she forced the Duke to help her, and that's when she ended up at his mansion.
何をするんですか？
許してくれるんだろ？許してくれるまでは話さない。
急になんなの？
Are you tired of watching the same boring isekai shows with the overpowered protagonist? Then you might like this one with a female lead that's not just going to be pushed around. You might have to get used to the animation, but it's actually not that bad. It's just a bit unique compared to your typical animation style. The plot is straightforward, and with a hint of politics, it might just be your new favorite anime. Number 7, I'm Quitting Heroing.
やかましい！
冷た！気取らてめえ！
このくらいで済んだことを光栄に思え。気のせいであったか。
もう返すな！
So what happens when people don't appreciate a hero's efforts? Well, after he defeated the Demon Queen and she was banished, Leo decides to join the Demon Queen because he just has nowhere else to go. As expected, he wasn't welcomed, but he still tried, and now he's working with the Demon Queen's general. He's secretly working with them, and as things continue, there might be more when it comes to their relationship.
さあ、そなたも遠慮は無用だ。腹が破裂するまで食って飲んでゆけ。
上司との差し飲み
しかも正体バレたら一巻の終わり。
With a concept this unique, you'll instantly be hooked into it. The characters were also really interesting to watch. The Demon Queen's generals really stood out because of their personalities and how they break and still keep up with your typical stereotypes for bad guys. There's one plot twist that will blow your mind, and the way the Demon Queen and the hero slowly fall in love is just so wholesome. Number 6, Love of Kill.
仰向けになって言いたいとこちょっと話何の真似ですか。
お仕置き。
何の。
ほら前も言ったじゃん。
Were you not into the Demon Queens and heroes? Then you might like a bounty hunter and an assassin. Chateau Dankworth, now try saying that 5 times really fast, had a mission to take down the assassin named Song Ryong Ha, but little did she know that Song just wanted to take her out on a date. That's when they have an agreement, and soon the two of them might just have more than a shoot-to-kill relationship.
私は大丈夫です。
君も君だ。大事にしなくちゃ。今はもう一人の体じゃないんだから。
There were a lot of mysteries that were involved, which added a lot of spice into the mix. It's more of a psychological romance than an action-packed series. There's a lot of manipulation involved, but as the series goes on, it gets even more interesting when it starts to feel more genuine. The way they mix some dark comedy along with the intense plot was just amazing. Number 5, the case study of Vanitas.
服を脱いで。服？何じゃないわ。あなた服の中まで雪が入り込んで濡れてるでしょ。そのままじゃ体が冷える一方よ。
いやいや、ここで裸になれというのか。
Was Sweet Bite Marks not enough for you? Then here's another vampire anime that'll literally suck the life out of you. Vanitas grew up being discriminated against even by other vampires, especially those who were aligned with the Crimson Moon. That's when he met Noe Archiviste, who was looking for the book of Vanitas. Now their journey gets even crazier as a woman named Jeanne enters the spotlight.
ジャンヌ、無事だったと。
ありがとう、バニタス。ありがとう。クロエが生きてる。本当に助けられた。
The biggest highlights of the series are the characters, and both the way they were written and how they developed throughout the series. Jean and Vanita's romance was also just cute. From being mortal enemies to literally becoming each other's love interest, it was one hell of a journey. Also, we can't forget about the plot, which, without spoiling anything, will leave you in awe at the different twists and turns that happen. Number 4, My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex.
はいアウト。兄弟は名字で呼び合わない。
こんなのあなたもアウトでしょ。
Yep, you heard that right. As weird and as confusing as it may sound, this is what exactly happened to our boy Mizuto because Yume, his ex, became his stepsister. Every time they see each other, it's like a cat and dog fighting, and now they try their best to not be more than step siblings, but that may be harder than they initially thought because things being under the same roof with your ex is gonna bring back some feelings.
がいるから何？もしかして水田くんはただの義理の兄弟をいやらしい目で見てしまう悪い子だったのかしら。
To set things straight, it might sound like your average trashy rom-com series full of fan service, but that's because it actually is. I mean, that doesn't make it bad because it'll definitely make you smile and laugh. Sure, there are some cringy moments, but it can be funny, especially with the awkward situation the characters are in. You really should remember to not judge a book by its cover. Number 3, Masamune-kun's Revenge R.
そうだ、用事思い出したから行かなきゃ。
あなた名前は？
真壁。
バラしたら承知しないから。
If this entire video was an anime, it would be this one. But why isn't it number 1? Well, you'll see later. Anyways, this is the second season of the series that everyone has been waiting for. Masamune, after having the best glow up in all of anime, still does his best to make Aki Aragaki fall in love with him, and now they're in Paris. Even though in season 1 he was failing miserably, Masamune might just make it work this time.
何考えてんだよ。信号赤だったぞ。
あなたには関係ないでしょ。
ふざけんな。ないわけないだろ。あんたがいなきゃ困るんだよ俺が。
First things first, the anime isn't a loser like Kazuya trashed Kinoshita from Rent-a-Girlfriend. Also, Aki might be your typical tsundere, but she actually has a reason to be one. They actually have personalities that make sense, and that's already a plus. They don't even stay that way as their personalities evolve and match their current situation. Number 2, Maoyu.
なんだよ。
このうつけ者一年もの間どこをほっつき回っている
We had 2 vampire series, and now we're gonna have 2 series that have the demon queen and hero tropes. As the war between the humans and demons is about to end, the hero sees the demon queen. That's when the demon queen proposes that she has an idea that'll end the entire war without affecting the current state of the entire world. With that, these 2 mortal enemies have a common goal, and it might even develop into something more.
いい匂いだな。
勇者の腕の中はホッとする
こんなので勘弁してくれるかな。その年越し祭りのさ。
Mayu is the more serious version of I'm quitting heroing, and it does the job right. Even if it's more serious, the characters still have their comedic and funny moments. It also has a more medieval feel, and the way they use the concepts of economics and politics was well done. The romance can be a bit subtle, but the impact is still there. Number 1, Love After World Domination.
俺は器用ではないが、一度決めたことは最後までやり遂げる男だ。俺は君だけを一生思い続ける。
Nothing says enemies to lovers more than the literal superhero and supervillain falling in love. Red Gelato from Gelato 5 is up against the Reaper Princess from Gecko, but nobody knows they're actually dating. It's all just make-believe for them because they really aren't trying to hurt each other. This couple just wants to get some love from each other.
フド
ん？
悪いが飲み物を買ってきてくれ
え？
バニラモカノンファットミルクエクストラホイップウィズアーモンドがいいバニラモカノンファットミルク
待ってくれメモを取る
This is an anime that perfectly balances the love stories and funny moments. The cast was insanely good and each of them is pretty likable. It's even rare to see a superhero anime that's not like My Hero Academia be this good. From plot to characters to sound design, everyone can enjoy this series, and that's why Love After World Domination is number 1 in our list of the top 10 new romance anime where enemies become lovers.